The Nile, Africa's legendary river, flows not just through land but through time. Two small streams merge deep in Africa, forging a mighty path northward for over 6,600 kilometers. This shimmering ribbon of life carves through deserts and rainforests, sustaining millions. The Nile is the world's longest river, a witness to the rise and fall of empires and the birth of civilization. Its waters transform barren desert into fertile ground, creating an oasis that has nurtured life for millennia. Along its banks, ancient reptiles, immense mammals, and flocks of birds thrive in a complex web of life. The river's annual floods once brought rich silt, allowing ancient Egypt to flourish in the heart of the desert. Even today, the Nile is a source of irrigation, transport, and spiritual connection. Its enduring presence links past and present, a lifeline for people and wildlife alike. The Nile is more than a river, it's the heartbeat of a continent. This is its story. The Nile is not a single stream, but a living network of tributaries, lakes and wetlands. The White Nile flows steadily from Africa's Great Lakes. The Blue Nile surges with seasonal rains from Ethiopia. Their confluence at Khartoum marks the true beginning of the Nile's journey to the sea. This river pulses with life, its flow shaping habitats from quiet pools to rushing rapids. Beneath the surface, fish and tiny organisms fuel a vast food chain. Every creature here has adapted to survive the river's changing moods. Crocodiles lurking, hippos grazing, birds migrating. The Nile's story is one of survival, adaptation and constant motion. We'll follow its path from misty origins to the Mediterranean, meeting the remarkable animals that depend on its flow. This is not just a river, but a living system that shapes all life along its banks. Welcome to the Nile. In the Nile's murky shallows, an ancient predator reigns, the Nile crocodile. Its armored body glides silently beneath the surface, unseen by all but the most watchful eyes. A living relic from the age of dinosaurs, it is the apex predator of these waters. For millions of years, this formidable hunter has shaped the river's ecosystem, its presence felt by every creature that comes to drink. Motionless by day, it conserves energy, blending perfectly with its surroundings. Its rough-scaled skin mimics the muddy banks, making it nearly invisible to unsuspecting prey. As a cold-blooded hunter, it basks in the sun to power its muscles, then slips back into the river to cool. This cycle of sun and shadow is the secret to its patience and power. Its eyes and nostrils sit atop its head, allowing it to watch and wait, nearly invisible. For hours it remains still, a silent sentinel, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. When prey approaches, a bird, antelope or buffalo, the crocodile explodes from the water with lethal speed. In a heartbeat, the calm is shattered by a burst of primal power. Its jaws clamp down, dragging victims beneath the surface. The struggle is brief, the outcome inevitable. By preying on the weak and cleaning up carcasses, crocodiles keep the river ecosystem healthy. They are both hunters and scavengers, ensuring balance in these ancient waters. Their presence is a sign of a thriving Nile, enforcing nature's laws with ancient power. Without them, the river would lose its balance, and life would falter. More than monsters, they are vital custodians of this great river. Even as they inspire fear, they command respect. The armored hunter rules the Nile, an ancient force, ever watchful, ever waiting. Sharing the Nile with crocodiles is another giant, the hippopotamus. Known as the river horse, the hippo is one of Africa's most iconic and influential animals. By day, hippos wallow in water, escaping the African sun, their eyes and nostrils just above the surface. The river provides a cool refuge, and the hippo's massive bodies create ripples that echo along the banks. Despite their calm appearance, hippos are fiercely territorial and surprisingly agile. Powerful jaws and sharp teeth make them formidable opponents, even for crocodiles. Their dense bones let them walk underwater, and their skin secretes a natural sunblock, protecting them from harsh sunlight and infection. At dusk, hippos emerge to graze, consuming vast amounts of grass and carving paths through the landscape. These trails become highways for other animals connecting the river to the savanna. Their nightly journeys link river and land, shaping the ecosystem. The hippo's presence is felt far beyond the water's edge. The Nile's banks are alive with activity. Birds, fish and plants all thrive in the hippo's wake. Their movement stirs up nutrients, supporting a web of life. Hippo dung fertilizes the water, fueling algae and microorganisms that support fish and birds. As ecosystem engineers, hippos drive the productivity of the Nile. They are not just residents, but rulers, vital to the river's health. The hippo is the Nile's true river horse, a living symbol of the river's enduring power and life. The Nile crocodile and hippopotamus, two titans sharing the same waters. Logic suggests conflict, but these giants coexist in wary truce. Adult hippos are too formidable for crocodiles. Direct clashes are rare. Each respects the other's power, maintaining a delicate balance. Hippos stir up nutrients and attract fish, benefiting crocodiles who hunt nearby. Their presence even creates safe zones for smaller animals. This is not friendship, but pragmatic coexistence. Each shapes the river in its own way. Together, they define the character of the Nile, pillars of a complex ecosystem. The grazer and the hunter, twin rulers of Africa's great river. In the shifting light of dawn and dusk, their movements shape the rhythm of the river. Their alliance, born of necessity, is a testament to nature's balance, an ancient pact that endures with the flow of the Nile. The Nile is home to master fishers and elegant waders. The African fish eagle soars above, diving for fish with precision. Kingfishers hover and dart while pelicans work together to herd their prey. In the shallows, herons and egrets stand poised, and the sacred ibis probes the mud. Each bird thrives in its unique niche. Along the Nile's edge, dense papyrus reeds create a lush, hidden world. Here, weaver birds build intricate nests, while secretive bitterns blend into the thicket. These wetlands shelter a vibrant community, filter the river's water, and nurture life, making the reeds essential to the Nile's health and beauty. While the great predators capture our attention, the true foundation of the Nile's ecosystem is built upon its smallest inhabitants. In the shallows, among the roots of papyrus and water lilies, a miniature world thrives. This is the domain of frogs, tadpoles, and a staggering variety of aquatic insects. These small creatures are often overlooked, yet their role is absolutely critical. Frogs, with their sticky tongues, are voracious consumers of insects, helping to control their populations. Their life cycle, beginning as aquatic tadpoles and transforming into land-dwelling adults, forms a perfect bridge between the river's water and its banks, providing a vital food source for a huge range of animals. The insect life of the Nile is astonishingly diverse. Water striders skate across the surface film, while dragonfly nymphs hunt like miniature monsters among the submerged stems. The larvae of mayflies, caddisflies and mosquitoes spend their youth in the water, feeding on algae and detritus. Their emergence from the water in huge, synchronized swarms provides a sudden, massive feast for birds, bats and lizards. These insects are the great recyclers of the river, breaking down dead plant and animal matter, converting it back into the nutrients that fuel the entire system. Without this army of tiny janitors, the river would quickly become choked with waste. These small creatures form the very base of the food web. The tadpoles and insect larvae are consumed in their millions by small fish. The frogs are hunted by wading birds, snakes and monitor lizards. The flying insects are snatched from the air by swallows and kingfishers. Every larger animal in the Nile ecosystem is, in some way, dependent on this abundance of small life. They are the link between the primary producers, the algae and plants that capture the sun's energy, and the higher-level consumers. They are the tireless workers that convert the river's raw materials into the energy that sustains the giants. This world of small prey is incredibly resilient but also sensitive to change. The health of the frog and insect populations is a direct indicator of water quality. Pollution or changes in the river's flow can have a devastating impact on these foundational species, with consequences that ripple all the way up the food chain. Protecting the Nile means protecting not just the iconic crocodiles and hippos, but also these humble, hidden architects of the ecosystem. They are the small but vital cogs in the great machine of the river, the unsung heroes whose collective energy makes all other life on the Nile possible. Where the Nile slows and spreads in the subwetlands, a unique ecosystem flourishes, the realm of papyrus. These immense swamps are floating worlds, a labyrinth of waterways and dense thickets, home to rare wildlife. The shoebill stalks the channels, while the Sitatunga antelope walks on floating vegetation. These wetlands act as a natural sponge, regulating the Nile's flow and purifying its waters. Along the White Nile in Uganda and South Sudan, lush riverine forests thrive, their roots tapping into the river's life-giving water. Towering acacia and fig trees line the banks, providing shade and shelter for elephants, monkeys and bushbuck. Here, land and water are deeply connected, creating a vibrant, dynamic ecosystem. After its immense journey of over 6,000 kilometers, the Nile reaches its final destination. As it approaches the Mediterranean Sea, the river slows and fans out, depositing the last of its sediment load. Here, it creates one of the world's largest and most fertile river deltas. This vast triangular plain is the ultimate expression of the river's creative power. For thousands of years, the silt carried from the heart of Africa has built this new land, pushing the coastline of Egypt further into the sea. The Nile Delta is the river's final magnificent flourish, a landscape of incredible richness and human history. This region is a mosaic of farmland, wetlands, coastal lagoons, and bustling cities. It is one of the most densely populated agricultural areas on Earth, where human life and the river are completely intertwined. The rich soil supports intensive farming, producing much of Egypt's food supply. Canals and irrigation channels crisscross the landscape, carrying the lifeblood of the Nile to every corner of the delta. The delta's wetlands and lakes are also vital for wildlife, especially birds. These areas are the final stopover for millions of migratory birds that follow the Nile flyway. Places like Lake Manzala and Lake Barulus become vast congregations of waterfowl, waders and gulls, all feeding before the long flight across the Mediterranean. This is where the Nile's story as a river comes to an end. From a tiny stream in the mountains of Burundi to this vast, fertile plain, the river has shaped landscapes, created habitats, and sustained civilizations. The delta is a place of endings, but also of new beginnings, a place where the gifts of the river continue to support a vibrant tapestry of life, both human and wild, at the very edge of Africa. The Nile is more than a river. It is a great connector. From mountains to deltas, forests to deserts, it weaves together a tapestry of life. Every creature, plant and person along its banks is bound by its current. The Nile's story is our story. When the river flourishes, so does all life around it. The future of the Nile and all the life it supports hangs in the balance. Protecting this extraordinary river system is one of the great challenges of our time. It requires cooperation between all the countries that share its waters, and a shared understanding that what happens upstream inevitably affects everyone downstream. The river itself knows no borders. It is a single, interconnected entity, and it must be managed as one. The health of the river in the future will depend on our ability to work together. to see the Nile not as a resource to be divided, but as a shared heritage to be preserved. Conservation efforts are underway, but the task is immense. They range from protecting critical habitats like the Sud wetlands, to working with local communities to develop more sustainable farming and fishing practices. Education is key. When people understand the intricate connections within the ecosystem, how the health of the papyrus reeds ensures clean water, or how the fish populations sustain the birds, they become the river's most passionate guardians. Protecting the Nile is not just about saving iconic animals. It is about ensuring the long-term health and stability of the entire system that supports both wildlife and millions of people. Rivers all over the world face similar pressures. The lessons we learn here about the importance of natural flows, the dangers of pollution, and the need for international cooperation are universally applicable. The Nile is a symbol of life's resilience and its fragility. Its ability to create a vibrant oasis in the midst of one of the world's harshest deserts is a miracle of nature. To allow such a miracle to fade would be an immeasurable loss, a failure of our stewardship of the planet. The Nile has flowed for eons, a constant pulse of life through the African continent. Its journey continues, as it has for millions of years, but its future, and the future of everything it touches, is now in our hands.